Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Shri Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Nityananda
Hare Hare
Shri
Ram Ram Ram
Gadadhar
Ram
Srivasari Gaura
Krishna Krishna
Bhakta
Krishna
Vrinda
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Krishna Krishna Hare
Nityananda
Ram
Shri
Ram Ram Ram
Gadadhar Srivasari
Krishna
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna everyone. So today is Wednesday. It is 6th of December. It is Keshava Masa or Margasesha Masa, Krishna Paksham, and today it is the Saptami Tidi, Navami Tidi. So there are no Vaishnava events today, but we are coming nearer to Ekadasi on Friday. So we shall quickly enter into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Suti Goswami is glorifying about the glories of Krishna and what the questions raised by the Saunakadi sages. So he's answering all those things. So he's going to glorify, giving an analogy that like a birds fly in the sky according to their stamina, and also the devotees of the Lord, they glorify the Lord according to their boundaries. Likewise, Suta Goswami is also glorified. Likewise, he was mentioning yesterday, Aham hi prushtoham aryamuno bhavadbihi. O Saunakari sages, you are as powerful as the sun. Aham hi prushtoh aryamuno bhavadbihi. Achaksh atma avagamu atra yavan. Nabah patanti atma samam patitranah. Tata samam vishnugatim vipashitaha. So I would explain. Achaksha atmagavamu atra yavan. Everything I will explain. Whatever I have realized and whatever I have heard from Sukadev Goswami. Likewise, Sudha Goswami is saying here. And then further, so Sudha Goswami is going to start with the pastime of Parikshit Maharaj. So today, Sudha Goswami is starting that once upon a time, Parikshit Maharaj, so wearing all his bow and arrows, he went to the forest in the desire of hunting the animals. So during that time, he was stuck with hunger and thirst, and he was looking for water, and he was searching for a water. At that time, he entered into the ashrama of the Shamika Rishi. There he has seen the sage sitting in his meditation, closing his eyes, and he is very silent. So likewise, Sudha Goswami is saying, we are in the first canto, chapter 18, verse number 24 and 25. एकदा धनुरुद्यम्य विचरन् मृगयां वने मृगान् अनुगतः श्रान्तः क्षुदितः तृषितो भृशम् जलाशयम् अचक्षाणः प्रविवेशातम् आश्रमम् ददर्श मुनिम् आसीनं शान्तं मीलितलोचनम् एकदा धनुः उद्यम्य. On one day, once upon a time, Dhanuhu Udhyamya, taking his arrows and bows, Dhanur Udhyamya, Vicharan, for what? Vicharan, so he was following for what? Mrugayam Vane, in the forest for the hunting excursion. Mrugayam Vane, in the forest. Ekada Dhanuhu Udhyamya, Vicharan Mrugayam Vane, Mrugan Anugataha Shrantaha. Mrugan is the stags. Anugataha Shrantaha. And while he was following the animals, Shrantaha, and then he was fatigued. At that time, what due to the fatigue, Kshiditaha Trushito Brusham, and he was hungry and being thirsty. Brusham complete, extremely. Brusham extremely. Mrugan Anugataha Shrantaha Kshiditaha Trushito Brusham. He was stuck with the hunger and thirst extremely. So it is not normal hungry and thirsty. So here Brusham Kshiditaha Trushito Brusham. It is the beyond. So whenever one is extreme situations, it may not be possible to follow the rules and regulations. There are some exceptions for it. Mrugan Anugatah Srantah Kshiditha Trishido Brusham Jalasayam Achakshanaha Privesha Tam Ashramam Jalasayam Achakshanaha. So what is Jalasayam? It is the reservoir of water. Achakshanaha, while searching for it, Praviveshatam ashramam, he entered into the ashrama of a sage. And who is that sage? That is the Shamika Rishi. Praviveshatam ashramam. So name is not mentioned here, but it is the Tam ashramam. So that is the hermitage of Shamika Rishi. Dadarsha munim asinam shantam milita. There Parikshit has seen Dadarsha munim asinam. The sage, the great sage, is seated like Santam Militalochanam, and he is very silent, and Militalochanam, and closed eyes. Likewise, Parikshit is saying, Dadarsha Muni Masinam Santam Militalochanam. This is the general Munis, they are always closing their eyes and then meditating on the Supreme Personality. Santam is the stage of the Vasudeva Sthiti. So that is the Vasudeva Sthiti. Yattat Sattva Gunam Svatyam Syantam Bhagavatah Padam. So that is here Parikshit is saying that Muni, Tadasya Muni Masinam Syantam Milita Lochanam. Likewise, he is saying. Ekada Danuhu Dhyamya Vicharan Mrugayam Vane Mrugan Anagatah Shrantaha Kshititaha Trishito Bhusham Jalasayam Achakshanaha Praveshatam Ashramam Tadasya Munim Asinam Santam Milita Lochanam. So translation for this verse is: once upon a time, Maharaja Parikshit, while engaged in hunting in the forest with bow and arrows, became extremely fatigued, hungry, and thirsty while following the stags. While searching for a reservoir of water, he entered the hermitage of the well-known Shamika Rishi and saw the sage sitting silently with closed eyes. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the Supreme Lord is so kind to his pure devotees that in proper time he calls such devotees up to him and thus creates an auspicious circumstance for the devotee. Maharaja Parikshit was a pure devotee of the Lord, and there was no reason for him to become extremely fatigued, hungry, and thirsty, because a devotee of the Lord never becomes perturbed by such bodily demands. But by the desire of the Lord, even such a devotee can become apparently fatigued and thirsty just to create a situation favorable for his renunciation of worldly activities. One has to give up all attachment for worldly relations before one is able to go back to Godhead. And thus, when a devotee is too much absorbed in worldly affairs, the Lord creates situation to cause indifference. The Supreme Lord never forgets his pure devotee, even though he may be engaged in so-called worldly affairs. Sometimes he creates an awkward situation, and the devotee becomes obliged to renounce all worldly affairs. The devotee can understand by the signal of the Lord, but others take it to be unfavorable and frustrating. Maharaja Parikshit was to become the medium for the revelation of Srimad Bhagavatam by Lord Krishna, as his grandfather Arjuna was the medium for the Bhagavad Gita. Had Arjuna not been taken up with an illusion of family affection by the will of the Lord, the Bhagavad Gita would not have been spoken by the Lord himself for the good of all concerned. Similarly, had Maharaja Parikshit not been fatigued, hungry, and thirsty at this time, Srimad Bhagavatam would not have been spoken by Srila Sukadeva Goswami, the prime authority of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, this is a prelude to the circumstances under which Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken for the benefit of all concerned. The prelude, therefore, begins with the words Once upon a time. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this is the beginning of the story where for the Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada is mentioning that Lord he never forgets his devotee, even though devotee is engaged in the material affairs. And he creates an awkward situation if it is needed, so that it is for the benefit of devotee and for the people in general, the vast people in general. So, and also Prabhupada is giving this Bhagavad Gita, how Arjuna was used as a medium to speak Bhagavad Gita, and also there is Sarvopanishado Gavo Dhogda Gopalanandanaha Paddovachaha Siddhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamrutam Mahat. So likewise, Arjuna was used as a Vachaha, and then he extracted all the Vedas and just comparing like analogy with a cow and the milk and a calf. Arjuna was a calf, milk was the extraction of all the milk is the Bhagavad Gita, and the cow was all the Vedas. Likewise, Krishna is the Gopala. He extracted Bhagavad Gita from all the Vedas. Likewise, he is creating situation for Parikshit also, kind of a vatsa, like a calf. And then Sukadeva Goswami, he is going to he has already received that knowledge. He is going to distribute that knowledge to Parikshit and everyone else, all the Paramahamsas. Very beautifully explained here. That is the prelude. Now the situation is being created by Krishna. Otherwise, there is no devotee cannot get any. He will never be perturbed by such bodily demands, that is thirst and hunger. But how come when he was able to hear Srimad Bhagavatam 7 days without eating food and water and sleep, he was hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam continuously. So that he has completely dedicated at that time. So that is the pure devotee. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the prelude. So ekada dhanur udyamya vicharan mrugayam vani mrugan anagataha shrantaha shiditha trishito brusham jalasayam achakshanaha praviveshatam ashramam dadarsha munim asinam syantam milita lochanam. Likewise, so the Goswamis started speaking about Parikshit. So that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall quickly enter into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is a letter to Jai Shri, November 13th, 1969, London. Can I request any devotees to read this letter? I shall read it. My dear Jai Shri, please accept my blessings. I am so glad to receive your letters dated October 14th, 1969 and November 5th, 1969. You are such a sincere devotee that Lord Krishna has helped you to understand the philosophy so quickly. And this sincerity of purpose is the only means to attain perfection in Krishna consciousness. I am so glad to learn that you are thinking of sleep as a waste of time. This is not an ordinary thing. So, I have become very much pleased to hear this statement from you. Be blessed by Krishna, just as you have already understood the benefits of this Krishna consciousness movement. Try to realize and assimilate it more and more and distribute it to the suffering humanity. Our moment is the greatest gift to the human race. They may not immediately appreciate it, but time will come and the history will give evidence that this movement saved the human society from being fallen into barbarianism. Regarding the things that Krishna is giving you, everything belongs to Krishna, and he is giving everything, even to the non-devotees, even to the animals who have no consciousness of Krishna, and what to speak of his devotees. Just like the father maintains all his children without any grudge, but the child who is very faithful to the others of the father is given specific care by the father. Similarly, Krishna being the father of all living entities, he is supplying the bare necessities of their life. But for his devotees, he has got special attention. So depend on Krishna, chant regularly Hare Krishna, and you will find that he is talking with you face to face. What to speak of supplying your necessities? This is a great science, and please try to understand it nicely. I hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I request dear devotees any reflections from this letter. So in this letter, Prabhupada is mentioning the sincerity is the very important thing. That is the main ingredient in Krishna consciousness. Sincerity to progress in the spirituality in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, that can only develop among the devotees and with a sincere heart. श्रद्धा भक्ति ही श्रद्धारथी भक्ति अनुक्रमिष्यति सतां प्रसंगान् मम वीर संविदो भवन्ति हृत्कर्णरसायनः कथाः तज्जोषणादास अपवर्गवत्मनि श्रद्धारतिः भक्ति अनुक्रमिष्यति. So that faith and then the attachment and the bhakti, everything comes among the devotees association very quickly. So here, for a sincere devotee, Krishna is going to help. So, and also here Prabhupada he's mentioning that he will talk face to face with the devotee. Whenever such a devotee is completely surrendered to Krishna. And also this is our Krishna consciousness moment is the greatest gift to the human race at all. And they may not immediately appreciate it, but time will come and history will give evidence that this moment saved the human society from being fallen into barbarianism. So this is why everyone knows it, but they don't take it because they are not serious. They wanted to eat the fruits of their actions. That's why they will neglect it. What do I get if I go to Krishna consciousness? I don't earn money. So there, wherever they spend, they will spend all of their life vital energy for the sense gratification. But by the time they realize, so the young age, the body, it gets very old and useless, so invalid. At the time, we can't glorify the Lord, we can't do anything for the Lord. So everything wasted in the sense gratification. So as soon as the body is very strong, senses are strong, engage all of them into Krishna consciousness. Then at the end we will reap all the fruits of this devotional service. That is transcendental happiness. Krishna would smile. That is Prabhupada was mentioning. Whenever devotee does everything, Krishna smiles at looking at the devotee. That is the devotee's asset. It is the greatest satisfaction for the devotee. So that is from this letter what my takeaway. Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to mention? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can you say a little bit more about sleep? Because it's often mentioned about sleep, curb your sleep, not to sleep too much. It affects you. It's not healthy. But it's recommended that you have 8 hours sleep in the night. That still stand in the material world.
That is the doctor's opinion, Mataji. So that doesn't have any.
Not Krishna's. Yeah.
That is so in the Krishna consciousness. Actually, if one can controls mitamedya adhanam shashvat, when he eats limited food, whatever is necessary for the body, just only that much, only nutritious food like fruits, and taking the whole foods, not the contaminated by other people who are not Krishna consciousness. So taking the whole foods and then prepare prasadam, offer it to the Lord and eat it just as much as needed. That's all. Then body can be maintained for longer with the limited sleep. It can be curbed to 6 hours. Maybe children's levels of in the more 0 to 5 years and 5 to 10 years, like each age may be demanding some hours of sleep. But once he becomes an adult, he can just gradually reduce it. Prabhupada was 6 hours or something like that. Even that 6 hours also, even to dream about Krishna, whatever he has done in Krishna consciousness, to dream all those things, and then to get vital energy again back to engage in the next day. That is the purpose. It is not that we need to sleep for something else, for a sense gratification or giving comfort to the body. It is to regain the energy to engage the body again in the next day in the devotional service. And also even that time also he would dream about only Krishna only.
Mm. And Prabhupada has proven that, it's evidence that Prabhupada managed on 2 hours sleep a night.
Yes, Mataji. That
and,
is,
and successfully spread the movement worldwide.
yes. So that sleeping 2 hours, maybe it may be coming maybe later ages, next half of the life, maybe after 50 years or something like that, whenever the body doesn't need much food or for the sustenance. At the time it would reduce all the necessities, then sleep also will be reduced. uh, so but we need to also assess what is our bodily condition as well. But two
Yeah.
hours, yeah, 2 hours is not sufficient for a person who is in the years 20 years or 30 years or 40 years. They are working hard for the family, going outside. That is not sufficient. It
Mm.
needs some time as well. But in the after retirement, he doesn't engage much in the material duties. At the time, necessities of the body are reduced. Then more time into devotional, less time for eating and sleep.
This last sentence they may not immediately appreciate it, but time will come when history will give evidence that this movement saved the human society from being fallen into barbarianism. So how would we have the evidence when we are already fallen and destroyed? How would we know? How would we know that and appreciate it? That Hare Krishna movement was the best. We should have taken to it.
So this one, it is a personal experience. For if we just reflect ourselves when we were young and working for some company without knowing about the Krishna consciousness, just engaging in the sense gratification stuff, earning money, talking to friends, going outside. Now we have seen the comparison. That taste is there, previous one, and now when in Krishna consciousness, life is entirely different. It is advanced, and then when we look back, we only give what is the best. And what is going to happen to the body? This body will be vanished in few years, either a decade, 2 decades, or 3 decades, a couple of years of time. It may be vanished. Then once we come out from the body and witness our body, this body is lying on the ground. I am different from this body. Sometimes people who are not Krishna consciousness, as there's within their subtle body, they would witness their body that all the relatives are coming and crying for that body. And this person is also crying and he is afraid to go into the graveyard where all the demonic souls are who are not Krishna conscious souls, they're all rotting there to searching for another material body. So he would so much afraid. He would witness everything. So if we observe all our funeral ceremonies after that, that is the this is all these are all coming from the scriptural pastimes. For example, about the uh, this Gokarna story also we see it, and there are so many stories. At the time we witness it, so we need to take it from the hearing evidences. Evidences are one is the practical experience, another is from hearing from the authorities from the Vedic scriptures.
So Krishna prioritized the devotees. Although he gives everything to every living entity, he prioritized devotees. It's like a special favor, is it?
Yes, Mataji, that is just
Yeah, that's amazing. That's why there's just so much stress on keep association with devotees, not and they anything you do it in association with devotees. Don't do it with people who in a way influence you badly. But I always have a problem with that we are to encourage the fallen souls to get some benefit from Krishna consciousness. We are to be associating with them to get that opportunity. When I mean associate, don't you don't live with them, you don't get close to them in a sense where you share your 24 hours existence. But you know, Prabhupada had to get close to them to in a way to change their lives, to create changes in how they see things and realize the benefit of Krishna conscious movement.
Yes, Mataji. So that is very beauty of it. And so generally people in this material world, they think that they are enjoying more and we are not. So they wanted to engage ourselves in their activities, but they do not see what is going in our hearts. So that is the mm, unfortunate thing with the non-devotees. They don't see that the old age, death, they are waiting for us, and they don't see all those things. They wanted to enjoy because of this engagement. Uh, भोगैश्वरी प्रसक्तानां तया पूर्वचेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समादौ न विधीयते. They also wanted to engage ourselves in the material things.
And when death comes, they struggle dreadfully, don't they? Because
Yeah.
they're clutching and nothing can save them then. I've seen so many of that.
Yes, Mataji, that's true. It's slowly Maya will always be there for us to catch whenever a particular person is giving a little bit of lenience, it immediately catches us. Okay. That is Apriti Buddha Chetasam, who are not fully developed in the Krishna consciousness.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got Kirtan evening at 8:30 p.m. Tomorrow Krishna Katha at 8 p.m. And Saturday we have got um, house program at Devashish Prabhuji and Mampi Mataji's home. And the speaker is Nishkinchana Das Prabhuji. Okay, those are the updates. And also on 17th of December, we have book distribution table next to the Sangha railway station, along with Antaranga Prabhuji and the team. So all our Uxbridge Sangha is going to accompany. The devotees kindly take the opportunity to join. Okay, those are the updates from me. I don't have any other things to share. And yesterday it was very blissful with Saranya Mataji's presentation.
Haribo, yeah, that was nice. Very, very beautiful.
So that's all from the announcements. And dear devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Otherwise, we shall conclude and continue with the japa.
They have a Christmas, I don't know if they call it Christmas market, but there's a market on Saturday at the temple. They have it every year. So just to remind people if they want to attend and participate.
For that update as well. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
Radio Namo Namaha.
अनन्तकोटि
Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Conscious day, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya Prabhu
Nityananda,
Nityananda Shivaita Grada